Morning, my friends. John here with SoCal Outdoor Adventures. Great to be back with you. Today's video, we are going to be doing a double duty. We're going to be doing a bushcraft breakfast that I did for dinner one night, and that video got posted about a few weeks ago. But alongside of that, we are also going to do a review of my new portable stove that I have been using now for quite some time, and a lot of people have recommended it. And truth be told, when I got it, I had my doubts, but now that I'm using it, this stove is a pretty awesome little stove, and that is the Soto Windmaster. So stick around. Before we get started here, I wanted to go ahead and send out a quick disclaimer. All the gear that you see in every single one of my videos and in all my video reviews is bought and paid for with my own money. I am not being sponsored by anybody whatsoever to do any type of reviews whatsoever on any of the gear that you see in my videos. My channel is agenda free. I do not accept any type of items unless they are looking for an honest to God review. So everything you see here has an honest to God review from my own experiences. Alright, so today we're checking out a brand new stove from Soto, and we're checking out the Soto Windmaster. And I honestly had my doubts about this particular stove. I wasn't very sure if I was really going to like this stove. But once I saw it and I took it out of the packaging and I got it into my hands, I was anxious to try it. So when I first got it out, I took it out into the woods. I went for a little hike at Steckle Park one day, stopped over at one of the small little picnic areas, set the stove up and made me just a nice hot cup of coffee, like a nice hot cup of decaf coffee, just to kind of keep things as simple as I could. And I have to say, this stove is pretty neat. Now you guys are probably wondering about the bag that the stove is currently in. The stove is actually in this bag. This is a Sammy pouch that I purchased on eBay online. I'll have to do a review on these later on, but I'm still kind of getting myself familiar with these little pouches, but these things are pretty cool. Now, with this particular stove in question, the Soto Windmaster, as I said, I had my doubts, but I've noticed that a lot of my favorite gear reviewers were using these stoves, including James from Junkyard Fox, Chris from Prepare Mine 101, Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review, him and Susan, but his wife as well. And I have to say, I thought, okay, well, why not? I'll go and purchase it and give it a shot. So let's go ahead and take the stove out and let's show you basically the contents. Now obviously it does come with its own storage sack, but unfortunately the storage sack broke on me, so I went ahead and upgraded to a different style storage sack. The price of the actual stove itself is around $69.99 for this little stove. It does come with a quad flex that goes right on top of the stove to allow you to use bigger pots and pans and all that. And then I also purchased as well the Triflex, and this is what it looks like when it's closed. But if I open it up, let me see if I can. There we go. It's a small little stand that sits on top, that goes on top of the stove. And what this actually allows you to do is that if you have smaller pots or pans, there we go, just like that. Just like that. This allows you to go ahead and cook with those smaller pots and pans on this particular stove. And this thing is really, really cool. And very efficient too as far as with gas, with the Isopro. So we're going to set that aside. This was, I think, an extra $16. So if you purchase that, along with this one, you're going to pay roughly around $80 plus shipping and handling. It just depends on where you get it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and connect the Triflex system here. And I'm going to connect this over to my, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and connect this over to my Isopro tank so I can light this so you can see what it looks like and hear it. Also, too, another thing that this stove does also have is that it does have a Piezo Igniter, and so far the Piezo Igniter on this one has been doing very, very well. It's very well built. Making sure that it's been a while since I've used this thing, so I just want to make sure that it works, and so far it looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and crank this up. There it goes. And I don't know if you can see the flame, but the flame is on right now. I've actually got it on at full blast. Very easy and very simple to control the flame pattern. We're going to put our Self-Reliance Outfitters stove pot on top. And as you can see, with the quad flex, with the quad flex system, this pot actually fits on here pretty good. The Triflex is designed for smaller pots and smaller cups. If you're using the, for example, if you have the cup set that come from what's his name, from Joe. I forgot the name of his channel. Dag nabbit. I'll think of it in a second. Anyway, if you have his pot, the pot will actually fit very well on the Triflex system. And then if you've also got the pot kit from Stanley, the Stanley Cookpot system, it'll work really well with the Triflex. So it will also fit really well too on this guy too. So there we go. Go ahead and get a little bit more heat on my coffee from this morning using the Trangia. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and get some breakfast made, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to do some breakfast here. We're going to do a breakfast style meal that I made back at home a while back for dinner one night. I'm going to do a bushcraft breakfast this morning. So stick around for part 2, and then you'll be able to see this stove in action, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Now get outside, go have an adventure. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and start working on our bushcraft breakfast here this morning. So we've got some sausage, grated cheese, and of course some eggs. Obviously the one thing that we don't have is bacon. I forgot to bring the bacon with me, but that's okay. The sausage is going to be more than enough. And I do have bacon bits, but that's going to be for another recipe for later on tonight. And that'll be in another video. So we're going to go ahead and get the stove fired up here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop open our sausage, get this ready. And in case you guys are wondering, we're using some Jimmy Dean sausage. Yum. Alright, we've got another whiskey flask here that's going to have some olive oil. Now the one thing I am mad about is I was planning to make some popcorn tonight, but unfortunately I left the kernels at home, if you can believe that. But, as they say, it happens. Now, normally, in most cases, I usually throw in a little bit of onion in there, just to give a little bit more flavor. I start off with onions, but this time I decided not to go with the onions. Starting to warm pretty good. Looking really good. Get a little salt. Followed by some black pepper. Not a lot. Just enough to give some flavor here. Now the one thing I am going to do though on this stove though, along with my dinner, is I'm going to make some Bannock. I haven't made Bannock in a long time. I'm going to keep stirring this up until it's a nice golden brown. You want to make sure you get all the cleaned out. Oh, so good, babe. That's like a roll. Alright, sausage is starting to look pretty good. I'm going to take my glasses off here so I can see what I'm doing. Next thing we're going to add is our wonderful ingredient. And that is some eggs. Now there are other amenities you can definitely add to this if you want. Sometimes with this meal I'll usually add some some peppers, some onions. At the end I'll usually put in a little bit of avocado to kind of make a breakfast burrito. I decided to keep it simple today. We need about 6 eggs. Make sure that's pretty well cooked in. And then the next thing we're going to add is we're going to add just a little bit of cheese to start off with. And we've got some left over in the end to throw in here. We put it all together. Now the other thing that would have been good in this too would have been some little bit of hash browns. Buy those pre-made hash brown patties at the store. Cook them, warm them up, and then slice them. And you can mix them in with this. That would have been really good. But, you know, we're working with what we got. Just keep stirring. And quit moving. Here's the gas tank. Alright, before we plate this up, what do y'all say we give this a little taste test here? Oh man. That is good. It came out perfectly just the way I wanted it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and plate this up. I'll bring you guys back to give me my final thoughts of the Soto Windmaster. Add the remaining amount of cheese to this, and the eggshells can go into the Ziploc bag. Normally I can throw them in the fire pit, but didn't feel like it today. Now you guys have noticed I'm using the metal bowl. This metal bowl came from I have a zebra billy pot, and this bowl is part of that kit. I was going to use my Yuko kit, my Yuko mess kit to eat this, but there was mold on the inside of it, so I screwed that up. It was my fault. But still. Oh my god, that is good. The coffee got a little cold, but that's okay. It's still good. I guess it would have been a bad idea for me to add the bacon bits, but I'm saving that for my meal for tonight for dinner. It feels so dumb. Would you guys like a taste? Come and join me one day. You're more than welcome to it. It's really good. Now, when you saw me make this recipe at home, I had tortillas to make bread, kind of like breakfast burritos. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring some, so I didn't make breakfast burritos. But this is so good. Alright, let's stop stuffing my face for a minute. Let's talk about the Soto Windmaster. What are my overall thoughts about it? First off, definitely all my doubts have been thrown away. The Soto Windmaster by far is a very, very cool stove. I definitely like its portability. I love that you can use 2 different types of pot stands, from the quad flex to the triflex system. Other things that I also like the fact is that, I mean, it's very efficient when it comes to working with the isopro fuel. I mean, I've taken this stove out on a 3-day camping trip, on a 3-day, 2-night camping trip to Red Rock Canyon, and I made my breakfast and my coffee with the stove, and I did not have any problems whatsoever making anything on this stove. I mean, the isopro fuel tank lasted me the entire weekend that I was there camping, and I was really, really impressed. The cons, I would say at least 2 cons. One, definitely the price. I mean, $70 for a stove like this, especially with how powerful and tough it is, I think that's a little bit too much. And then, of course, you have to pay separate to buy the triflex stand to go on the stove. And this is like another, I think it's like $12 or $13 maybe. So you're looking anywhere. So you're looking after paying $69.99 for this guy. You're looking to spend a little over $80 for everything all together. I think that's just a little bit too much. Now, if they were to do a combo kit where it comes with the triflex system, I would have bought that right away, no problem whatsoever. But I had to buy both the triflex and the Soto Windmaster separately. But in the end, I can't complain about the results. This is so good. And Chapel's wandering around. Alright, well, I'm going to go and finish my meal here. I'm going to let you guys go, let you know that if you're interested in a really good portable stove that's easy and lightweight,
is your dog?
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend the Soto Windmaster. Huh?
Is your dog on a leash? I just couldn't tell if he's gonna.
He's on a leash. He's fine.
Okay.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the Soto Windmaster and making a Bushcraft Breakfast on the Soto Windmaster. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon to be notified of new videos, and leave me a comment down below to let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Until then, I'll see you next time. Now go outside and have an adventure. Bye.